Hey, kindergarten friends. It has been a few days since I've read you a book, so I thought today I would read you one of my absolute favorite books. It's a summer book, and it's not quite summer, but the weather today is warm and it's making me excited to go back to the pool when we can all be safe in our community again. So, this is the book I'm going to read to you today. This is a book called Jabari Jumps. And this is a little boy. His name is Jabari, and he's going to go to the pool with his family. I want you to think about what you think might happen in this book. Let's make a prediction about what might happen to Jabari at the pool. Okay, here's our title page. Remember, it's one of the first pages of the book, and it has our title on it, Jabari Jumps. And here he is. He's taking off his clothes and putting on his swimsuit, and he has his goggles. He is ready to go to the pool. I'm jumping off the diving board today, Jabari told his dad. Really? Said his dad. You might see here's his dad, and I'm assuming that's probably his baby sister getting ready to go to the pool. The diving board was high, maybe a little scary, but Jabari had finished his swimming lessons and passed his swim test, and now he was ready to jump. I'm a great jumper, said Jabari, so I'm not scared at all. Jabari watched the other kids climb the long ladder. They walked all the way out to the end of the board as big as tiny bugs. They stood on the edge. They spread their arms and bent their knees and sprang up, 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 and then they dove down, down, down. Splash! Looks easy, Jabari said. But when his dad squeezed his hand, Jabari squeezed back. So this is no ordinary diving board. This is what we would call a high dive. So it has a super long ladder, and then you dive off this really high board down into the deep end. Jabari stood at the bottom of the ladder. He looked up. You could go before me if you want, he told the kid behind him. I need to think about what kind of special jump I'm going to do. Jabari thought and thought. Now, when I first read this book, I noticed that Jabari moved from the front of the line. He was the closest to the ladder, to the middle of the line, and now he's all by himself at the end of the line. So to me, that shows that Jabari might be feeling a little more nervous than he's telling his dad. Jabari started to climb, up and up. This ladder is very tall, he thought. Are you okay? Called his dad. I'm just a little tired, said Jabari. Maybe you should climb down and take a tiny rest, said his dad. A tiny rest sounded like a good idea. So there's his dad and his sister sitting on the edge of the pool watching him as he's going up this tall ladder. When he got to the bottom, Jabari remembered something. I forgot to do my stretches, he said to his dad. Stretching is very important, said his dad. I think tomorrow might be a better day for jumping, Jabari said. They looked up at the diving board together. It's okay to feel a little scared, said his dad. Sometimes if I feel a little scared, I take a deep breath and tell myself, I am ready. And you know what? Sometimes it stops feeling scary and feels a little like a surprise. Jabari loved surprises. It's okay to feel scared if you're doing something new and different. And this is new and different for Jabari. He's never jumped off a diving board quite this high before. Jabari took a deep breath, and he felt it fill his body from the ends of his hair right down to the tips of his toes. Jabari looked up. He began to climb. Up and up and up and up until he got to the top. Jabari stood up straight. He walked all the way out to the end of the board. Look, he has his arms stretched out to help him balance. His toes curled around the rough edge. So the way that this picture is drawn, it's like a bird's eye view. So looking over Jabari's toes, what he might be seeing if he was looking down into the pool. You see down here, there's his dad and his sister and some of the other kids down there. Looks like a long way down. Jabari looked out as far as he could see. He felt like he was ready. "I love surprises," he whispered. He took a deep breath, spread his arms, and bent his knees. And then he sprang up off the board, flying. Jabari hit the water with a splash. Down, down, down he went. And then back up. Whoosh. "Jabari, you did it," said his dad. "I did it," said Jabari. "I'm a great jumper." "And you know what?" "What?" said his dad. Surprise double backflip is next. So I want you to think about whether the prediction you made before we started reading the story was an accurate prediction, which means yes, your prediction was correct, or maybe it was a little inaccurate. So maybe you thought one thing was going to happen and something totally different happened. That's okay when we're reading. When we make predictions, it's just our best guess of what we think might happen. But sometimes authors have a different story in mind to share with us. So I really like this story about Jabari. One, because it reminds me of summer and the pool. And also because Jabari, even though he was ready, he was also a little bit nervous. And that's okay to feel scared of new and different things. I know a lot of the friends in our classroom have just learned to ride two-wheel bikes. And sometimes that's a new and scary thing. Even if you know how to pedal and you know how to balance, sometimes putting it all together can be a little bit frightening. And that's all right. All right, thank you for joining me for story time today. See you soon.